Live, you're watching Coin 6 News at 6. Watching out for you.
The speaker and others were worried about their safety. There was a simple solution. Do not violate the constitutional right of Oregonians and simply open the building.
Defiance in the face of expulsion. Oregon Republican Representative Mike Neerman defends opening a door of the Capitol to a hostile mob. Tonight, his fellow lawmakers could vote to have him removed. This is Coin 6 News at 6. I'm Liz Birch.
And I'm Dan Tilkin. Jeff and Elizabeth are off tonight. At that hearing today, we saw a new video showing Neerman instruct right-wing protesters on how to breach the Capitol, which is sure to impact lawmakers' decisions.
Our Jenny Young is live in Salem with more right now about what we learned at this hearing. Jenny, what's to come tonight?
All right, Liz, Dan. So Neerman did testify, and of course, people testifying after him, and the majority of those people who spoke characterized his actions as egregious and asking lawmakers to vote yes to that expulsion. The public hearing that proposal held earlier this afternoon, a group of Oregon lawmakers, both Republicans and Democrats, the group put forth evidence supporting allegations of, quote, disorderly behavior by Neerman, evidence that included the surveillance video of him opening a door for protesters to enter the Capitol building, and another video of the Republican representative allegedly coaching constituents on how to get a hold of him so that they could get into the closed building on December 21st. Now, after that presentation by lawmakers, Neerman gave a statement to the committee. Listen to this.
Of course, we all know that neither the Speaker nor the Senate President or even the six of you on this committee will accept any responsibility. Instead, you'll point the finger at me and say, you let those angry people into this building. It's your fault. Again, I ask the question, why were they angry? They wanted to be part of a process which you intentionally excluded them from.
I do not believe because you disagree, it gives you the right to take the rules and laws into your own hand and make those decisions and endanger other people.
All right, so he has been charged by the Marion County DA with criminal trespass. We've requested interviews with him, but have not heard back at this point. The House is expected to vote in an hour and a half. Of course, we will be standing by. We will let you know as soon as they make that vote. Reporting live at the Capitol, Jenny Young, Coin 6 News.
Jenny, thanks so much. We'll check back in with you soon. Let's take a live look outside downtown Portland right now. It's not raining yet, but that could change tomorrow. Get ready for a wet week ahead. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Natasha Stenbach.
Yeah, you look out from Lincoln City and it's just like, oh man, that looks like a big dark wall sitting right over the ocean. And that's exactly what we're expecting. A full day of rain tomorrow leading into the weekend with the kind of rain that you can actually sink your teeth into. The kind of rain that we need, measurable rain. Now, as you look out towards the northeast there from our Subaru camera, Portland, partly cloudy, 66. Wind right now is out of the northwest at 7 miles per hour. Sunset time 9 o'clock. Over to Stoller, 63. And you can see the clouds are starting to fill in the valley right there. Now, what do we see on radar at the moment? If you head over to the Coast Range just past Vernonia, you're going to run into some isolated sprinkles. Other than that, the big stuff, that arrives late tonight through early tomorrow morning. So your commute tomorrow morning will certainly be a wet one. Check out that system sitting right offshore. We are also going to be tapping into some subtropical moisture for the weekend. So tomorrow's high is mid-60s, but by the time we get to Saturday, mid-70s. How much rain are we expecting? I'll have those details coming up.
Now to a swastika on a tree at a park in Clark County. It's one of 2 hate crimes being investigated right now. Our Lindsay Nadrich has more from Vancouver.
Here at Thirsty Sasquatch, you can see 3 pride flags hanging behind me, but this is the second time they've had to put them up. Someone ripped down the first set overnight Tuesday. The pride flags hanging outside Thirsty Sasquatch didn't even last one night.
This is us. This is just inclusivity, and so it's sad that certain people have that level of hatred and sentiment still.
When owner Brandon Rush showed up Wednesday, not only were the flags gone, he also says someone smeared feces on the pride stickers they put in the window. Brandon thinks they were targeted for trying to be an ally to the LGBTQ community.
It was sad. It was tragic. It's kind of heartbreaking, especially because you're invested in the community. And I know so many amazing people in this community that are working and, just thriving in this city. And so when someone throws that hate at you, especially when you're trying to do something, create a space which is safe and special for everybody.
On Monday, just 15 minutes from the Thirsty Sasquatch, Marta Gray also reported a hate crime after discovering swastikas and anarchist symbols graffitied to trees and a handicap parking sign in Flida Park. As a middle school teacher, Marta says she was shocked someone could spread this kind of hate in a place her students and her own children play often.
And the one thing we want is for our kids to have a safe place. The one thing that kids deserve is a safe place. And this kind of thing is unacceptable. It's just awful. And I was horrified.
The graffiti has since been removed. Marta is now pushing for better lighting and security cameras there to prevent this from happening again.
I want to make sure that it stops immediately and that the message gets out that we're not going to tolerate this. This is not who we are. This is not what we believe.
Both Marta and the owner of Thirsty Sasquatch filed police reports. No one's been arrested in either incident. In Vancouver, I'm Lindsay Nattridge, KOIN 6 News.
A man faces a manslaughter charge after a street fight in North Portland. Officers were called to North Lombard and Newman last night. They found one person unresponsive. Paramedics arrived a short time later and confirmed the person was dead. Officers tracked down 38-year-old Anthony Hartley a few blocks away. He's been booked on a second-degree manslaughter charge. An autopsy will determine how the other person died.
A homeless woman is being accused of burning down a fashion design and fabrication studio. Investigators say Andrea Renee Cato set fire to the Portland garment factory in Southeast 79th back in April. It destroyed the building and all materials and projects inside. The fire was so dangerous, it put the lives of firefighters at risk. Cato faces arson and reckless burning charges. Now, she was released from custody today. There's a lot of COVID concerns in jails. The Portland garment factory is moving to a new home.
Growing concern tonight for safety from people living in downtown after yet another homeless tent catches fire. This video you see right there is from last night at Southwest 10th and Clay. That's where we find our Jacqueline Abad, who's digging deeper into this issue. She's live tonight. So, Jacqueline, tell us what you've learned.
Well, Liz, I was driving here along Southwest Clay last night when I saw a tent had caught on fire, and that fire quickly spread up through these trees that you see behind me. I called 911. That's when firefighters quickly arrived and put out this fire. But this is what's left of the scene.
It's not the Portland that I know.
A homeless tent on fire. When firefighters arrived, they had it out within minutes. It's tent fires like this one that's concerning nearby neighbors.
It happens more and more lately because I don't know. I mean, I've seen probably 7 or 8 of them in the last 6 months. And this one was just like last night, and I could see it from my balcony right over there. I could see the flames.
And this is the aftermath. Burned belongings spewed on the sidewalk. So we decided to look into the numbers, and here's what I found out from Portland Fire. They responded to 3 tent fires in March, 64 in April, then 45 in May. I spoke with a woman experiencing homelessness who says she noticed an increase too.
My perspective is I think this is the result of some type of failure to either feed and clothe and house people properly or some type of mismanagement of money.
Just 2 weeks ago, there was a fire near Southwest 10th in Columbia, just a few steps away from yesterday's fire. Fire officials say someone had broken into the light pole and was using jumper cables to steal power. Investigators say it may have been the electrical junction that started it.
It's not unusual for our crews to respond to houseless camps. We do it several times a day. And there is quite often fires in those camps. But again, when you're living in a tent with the different heating sources from propane heaters to candles for light, there's lots of different heating sources. And when everything that you're living in is flammable, the risk goes up.
They have to do something because it's just getting worse and worse.
Now, we did get a chance to reach out to the city to see if they're discussing the issue of tent fires and to see what they're doing about it, but I'm still waiting to hear back. Now, another woman that lives in the area says she's concerned about the debris and garbage that was left behind from this fire because it blocks the sidewalk. I reached out to the city. They said that people can call 311 to report the garbage, or you can reach out to the one point of contact. That information's on our website, KOIN.com. Reporting live, Jacqueline Abad, KOIN 6 News.
Yeah, that's quite the mess left behind you, and somebody picking through it right now. Meanwhile, a controversial bill to protect homeless campers in public spaces is now headed to the governor's desk. Oregon lawmakers approved the measure yesterday. It requires local governments to rewrite rules to allow people to sit, sleep, and set up a tent on public land if no alternative exists for shelter. You can read more about this measure right now at KOIN.com.
I'm Lisa Balick. Coming up, OHSU scientists are now in the hunt to track down COVID variants. I'll have the latest coming up next.